The Yankees win. The Yankees win. It's been a week. You know what? There was some interesting stuff this week in the Cayman Islands. First of all, a lot warmer there than here, which is expected. A lot of rain, but it was cool. And when it rains there, the crabs, are burrowed in, and when it rains, they come out. And we were driving back cab to the hotel, and there was a car that had its hazards on. And we were like, well, why is it hazards on? And they were like, guy told us that when it rains, the crabs come out, white crabs. And we saw a couple in the street, and they take them home, and they boil them and eat them. And he told the story that he got sick, very sick. He only eats seafood. He doesn't eat, land. I guess they're land. And then last night there, Friday night, we're going back to our room after dinner. I had a phenomenal prime rib. It was a small one. It wasn't a king cup, but it was a phenomenal piece of prime rib at this place called Abacus in Cayman Bay. I think that it was a place, all these restaurants, great restaurants. And we actually saw, hey, Nishan has joined. Wow. Nishan is a fantastic artist. So, and we saw Amanda Kloots, who was married to, I can't remember that guy. The guy, her husband, an actor, had died of COVID, and Michigan had actually seen a picture that Kloots was staying in the Cayman Islands, and that she put an Instagram post up. Michigan responded, hey, we're here too. She goes, oh, I hope you're having a nice time. We're at the restaurant, and Amanda Kloots and her child are walking by, and Michigan never does that. But she's like, hi, and they talked for a little bit, walked away. I was like, wow, I never saw you do that. So that was the same night. And then we get back, and there's a crab as we're trying to walk in in the door. And it was like, there was a guy who was trying to go, and he hit the door, and it went in attack mode. The claws were up. It was ready to attack. And it was really cool. That was cool. So then it ran, and Michigan was like, you didn't get any video? And I was going to get video, but I was kind of like, it was coming close to me. I was like, well, what if I trip? I kind of dropped the ball on that one. And also, speed bumps are called sleeping police because, it slows. And we were staying at the Holiday Inn, and they had speed bumps because everybody would be driving crazy there, and the houses they were building. Because some lawyer was building a house where he had glass shipped in from Brazil. I mean, the sizes of these houses, thank God no dogs. I heard some dogs barking, but, I was a little worried about dogs running out. And, after getting bit last year. But we had a great time. Ran on the beach 4 miles in bare feet one day. Ran every day. We ate like kings and queens. Paella. I had barbecue there. Yeah, barbecue wasn't great, but great desserts at a couple places. And ran every day. They had a shitty gym, but we made the most of it. And I was doing these pull workouts that, come on, I was running, and I was getting with my watch 350 calories. And in the pool, it was giving me 600. I was like, come on, this is ridiculous. But I took it. And today, Michigan just left. She went out to brunch, and I said, let me do the podcast before she gets home. So that's what I'm doing. So the Yankees win 20-10 their last 30 games, which is the best record in baseball in that 30-game span. Judge hit his 19th home run. He saved a home run. He went through now I don't know why they have a fence. It should be padded. I guess they needed so they can look in, but they got to do, he ran into a goddamn fence. And Boone has said that this year, he's changed his game in a way that, he's not letting injuries keep him down. He wouldn't even let the medical staff look at him because he didn't want to screw up Michael King's rhythm. And that was a 5-3 ball game, would have been 5-4 with a runner with Drew in position to tie the game. So that was a big play. And Cabrera, who was sent down on Wednesday, then who got hurt? One of the outfielders got hurt. So he ends up flying into L.A., and he had a home run yesterday. He said he had forgotten about his love of the game. He had to get back to that. And he realizes the position he's in playing the game, playing baseball with the Yankees. He hit a ninth-inning home run. He's hoping that'll propel him. And Peraza had 10 home runs in his last 14 games in AAA. And they're talking about Volpe, who's now down to 188, had 2 strikeouts, no hits last night. Maybe they should, Peraza should be playing, bring him up, and Volpe needs to sit. But everybody thinks, I read a couple things about him that, the game isn't too big for him right now. I mean, they're winning. I don't know if you want to start He's played every game. He's a pretty good shortstop. I don't think you want to do that right now. So we'll see what happens going forward. But the Yankees, hey, listen, they have 10 runs in this series, and all 10 runs have been on home runs, which isn't good because come playoffs, they're going to have to do some small ball. It never seems to work for them where all their runs come from home runs. It comes back to bite them in the ass, but we'll see what happens. Rodon had a bullpen session Friday, simulated equivalent of 2 innings pitched. Jonathan Loaizaga, who had surgery May 2nd for a bone spur, is still shut down, but they hope he can start throwing next week. Judge was Player of the Month in May, 342. Now, he got injured on that sliding into third, which he said he was doing because he was trying to get Rizzo a better scoring opportunity, and that's the thing he's doing. He's not thinking, he's trying to do what's best for the team, just like he was with the catch yesterday. And so he started on the IL to start May. 20 base on balls, 12 home runs, 25 RBIs, 5 doubles, a stolen base, and 23 runs scored in 21 games, which is crazy. I talked about Cabrera. Donaldson, first game back on Friday, 2 home runs. Stanton had a home run. He first game back, and crazy, right? First game for Donaldson since April 5th. Yeah, and I talked about Cabrera. Yeah, was sent down and then came back again, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, Peraza lighted. Bader on the IL Monday, strained hamstring, running to first base, which sucks. Greg Allen, right hip flexor, striking out Friday in the 3rd inning. And then he felt it again in the 5th. Well, he's in the 10-day IL. And right-handed pitcher Ryan Weber, 15-day IL, right forearm strain. I always feel like those go on longer. But Bader again gets hurt, who was playing lights out. Allen was playing pretty well, so that's why they bring back Cabrera. And Freddie Freeman had a 20-game hit streak, ended on Friday. 14 multi-hit games during streak.